Let me paint you a picture of an ecosystem. Literally. Ecosystems provide us with valuable services, such as water filtration, air purification, and climate regulation, often for free or at a fraction of the cost it would take to replicate those services with technology. These natural benefits are known as ecosystem services. When ecosystems are damaged or when their resources are depleted faster than they can recover, we're forced to replace their functions with expensive, human-made solutions. We find ourselves paying for things we once got for free. For instance, in the 1990s, New York City saved billions when they chose to invest in preserving the Catskill watershed, which acts as a natural filtration system, instead of spending billions on a water treatment plant. Flood control. Rivers, lakes, swamps, they act as sponges absorbing excess water, which helps prevent flooding after rain. Cities experience more flooding because all the concrete and asphalt prevents water from soaking into the ground. Water instead runs off and can cause damage to infrastructure. Climate regulation. Water has a high specific heat capacity. Because of this, large water bodies regulate the temperature of the areas around them, so the areas become cooler in summer and warmer in winter, which helps save on energy bills. Oxygen producers. As we know, plants and algae provide us with the oxygen we breathe, and oxygen is used for cellular respiration, which is the process of breaking down food in our body. They also naturally purify the air, reducing the need for expensive air filters and potentially helping us avoid healthcare costs. Carbon storage. Soil and plants absorb carbon from the atmosphere and store it within them. Without this process, more carbon would remain in the atmosphere, worsening global warming. And these days, with fewer trees around, there are climate initiatives that have had to explore costly carbon capture technologies. Habitats for biodiversity. Biodiversity is the plants, the animals, and the microbes for which the ecosystem provides a home. And in turn, the biodiversity supports and maintains these ecosystems along with all the ecosystem services that we humans receive. Material for products. Sourcing materials like wood or foraging from the ecosystems reduces the need for artificially manufacturing them, and there are also many rural communities that depend on natural materials for their survival. Nutrient cycling. The process of decomposition, which I'll discuss soon, turns nutrients in their organic form, which cannot be taken up by plants, into their inorganic form, which plants use. This reduces the need for fertilizers and makes nutrients reusable instead of having it be waste matter. Decomposition of dead matter. There are microbes living in the soil that break down dead matter, for example, dead plant material or human or animal remains, and that gets transformed into nutrients which continue the nutrient cycle that we talked about earlier. Filters and breaks down pollutants. These microbes housed by soil can also break down pollutants into their less toxic forms. There are also plants that can stabilize pollutants in the soil or take them up into the plant itself. Plants like these are called hyperaccumulators. Like sunflowers, for example, can absorb heavy metals, which reduces toxicity in the soil, in the environment, and so protects general public health. Erosion control. The roots of plants growing in the ground holds the soil together. This prevents erosion and prevents landslides, especially on slopes. Billions of dollars are spent globally on engineering solutions like geotextiles and terracing and other things that mimic what roots do for free. Erosion control prevents soil from being blown around too much, protecting us from sandstorms on windy days, and the cost of water treatment skyrockets when reservoirs get filled with sediment from sand blowing in. Hydrological processes. The hydrological system recycles water from the ground back into rainfall for us, and also the clouds themselves regulate climate and temperature. This happens because the white surface of the clouds are able to reflect incoming shortwave solar radiation back into space, which cools the Earth's surface, and at the same time, the clouds can absorb long-wave solar radiation and re-radiate it back down to Earth later, which has a warming effect. And the latter is often noticeable on cloudy nights and keeps nighttime temperatures from dropping too low. This regulation system plays a big role in maintaining a habitable temperature range on the planet. Whether it's through the cost of replacing an ecosystem service like water treatment costs, or the costs that ecosystems help us avoid like extra healthcare and energy bills, or the income earned from ecotourism, ecosystems provide us with both measurable and immeasurable value.